Hey guys, you're going to be learning how to make this delicious soup, and I just wanted to let you know that I decided to use the Parmesan cheese. It makes a huge difference in the taste of the soup. So I highly recommend it, adding a low-fat Parmesan cheese, okay? I didn't say it in the video. I mentioned you could put it in after, but I really recommend adding it to the soup. Enjoy my video. Bye for now. Hey guys, it's me, Risa. Welcome to my very busy kitchen. I hope you're doing well. So it's Sunday, depending on when you're watching this, and it's meal prep day. So you're gonna learn how to make a delicious creamy broccoli soup, okay? But before I start, I just want to show you, because it's meal prep day, I just made these delicious tuna patties, tuna burgers. So stay tuned for that recipe. And in my big pot, my cast iron pot, I made this apple and pear sauce. How does that look? I tell you, it is delicious. So let's start with the soup, okay? There's going to be two parts to it. The first part is I've taken a very large white onion and about 4 cloves of garlic, and I just put in 2 teaspoons of, I can't believe it's not light butter, and a little bit of some olive oil spray. I'm just looking for it. My olive oil spray, okay, just a little bit. And I like it to just get browned just a little bit, all right? So you can see it becomes translucent, and I have it on a low heat. Now, I'm gonna add a cup of carrots, and I just like buying the shredded carrots. It's just so much easier. And also with the onions, you saw that they were chunky. Don't worry, because we're gonna be using you're gonna be using your hand blender, okay? And that'll just make your soup nice and creamy and smooth. You can use a potato masher as well. And I have 2 stalks of celery that I'm gonna just add. All right, now we are going to mix that around and just let everything blend together just for a minute. Okay. Now, the star of the show is, of course, the broccoli. And I just bought a big bag of broccoli florets because it just makes my life so much easier. And we're just going to open it up. And we're going to add that in. Okay, so a big, huge bag. And I had some left over, so I'm just going to add that in as well, because I don't like to waste anything. You just make sure it's all broken up and give that a good stir. Get everything from the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to break some of them up. Some of them are big pieces. And if you just have, and if there's, I'm just going to cut that piece off because that doesn't look too good. Okay, so it's all in the pot, this huge pot. And of course we need our liquid, all right? So I'm going to add a whole container of vegetable broth. And if you want, so this can be vegetarian, vegan, all right? I'm just going to add all of that. Okay, and I'm going to add my unsweetened almond milk. And if you want to use 1% or skim milk, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to add that. Okay, and I'm going to just give that a quick mix. Just looking for my spatula that I put down. There it is. And give that a good mix. And I'm going to just let that cook. So the thing is that we also need some seasoning. So we're going to add some pepper, about I would say a quarter teaspoon. Of course, some Himalayan salt or sea salt or kosher salt. And you'll add more later because you're going to taste it and see what you need. I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of garlic powder, probably about a teaspoon or so. And you can make a big pot like this, a little pot, and some garlic powder. Onion powder, sorry, that was garlic powder. Okay, and then give it another good mix. So there must be at least 12 cups of broccoli in here. Okay, and it's going to cook down. Now, if you've watched some videos on making this soup, some people use a flour base, okay, and make a roux, or you can just take a potato, okay, and I just took one large potato and cut it up, all right, and I'm going to add that as well. And that's going to thicken your soup without adding any flour. So I'm just going to show you, and I'm probably going to add a little bit more water. I'm just looking for my cups. I'm just going to add probably another couple of cups of water because I didn't realize how much broccoli I had. So I'm going to add like one. I want to just add a little bit more. And that's the whole thing when you're making soups or anything. I'm going to add, that's 2. I'm counting so that I can write it down. All my ingredients are written down, and that is perfect. Okay, so another 3 cups of liquid. All right, and I'm just going to bring this over to show you. This pot is very heavy, and now it is going to cook for a while, for at least about 20 to 30 minutes till it's cooked down, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like afterwards, okay? And some people add cheese, but you know, it's just extra fat. It's good, it's delicious, but we can add that afterwards, okay? So then you have more control over how much goes in it. All right, I'll be back and I'll show you what it looks like very soon. Hey guys, I'm back. I've been letting my soup cook for about 15 to 20 minutes, and you can see now that the broccoli is nice and green and very, very soft. You can just pull it apart, okay? Now, the other thing that I added was some oregano, because I love oregano in everything, and it gives it more flavor. So I'm just going to take my hand blender, and we're going to just mash this all up, okay? And we're going to have a delicious, delicious soup. So again, you can make a large pot and then you have it for several days. I like to have a low-carb soup for work, as a filler, as a snack with my meals. Okay, even after my workout, soup is a great, great option because it's healthy and it's full of vitamins and, of course, you know my favorite word, delicious. All right, so I'm just going to keep doing this because I want it really, really smooth. And the thing is that I'm going to let it cook for a few more hours because I like to keep it going, because the longer you cook a soup, the tastier it is. Okay, so if you want to put this in your slow cooker, okay, you can do that. The thing is that a slow cooker is only certain sizes, and when I make sauces or soups, I'm always making a lot. So I just like big pots, and I just keep it on a very, 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 very low heat. So I'm just going to keep this going. And I'm going to show you that it's blending up really nicely. And it'll be a nice, smooth, creamy soup. Some people like to put it in their blenders. You can do that. But I just find this is just so much easier and a lot faster. So I'm just going to, it's hard to show you because it's a little bit further away than I like, so I'm going to get my ladle and I'll just put some in a bowl and bring it up. Of course, you want it a little chunky too. There's a few pieces that are still chunky. I'm going to get a spoon, and of course, tasting it is key. I just want you to, it's really hard to see. I'm going to put the camera down a bit so you can see how beautiful this soup looks. Okay, I'm going to bring it up to the camera, and I need to get a zoom lens. So let's taste it. It's very good. I'm going to let it keep cooking for a few more hours, and then, you know, if you want, you can add some Parmesan cheese, which will make it really, really delicious. That is optional. You could add some low-fat cheddar cheese in it as well. Okay. And bring out the flavors, Parmesan, Asiago, a little bit of Romano. Now for this brand, for 6 tablespoons is 4 smart points. So on WW, if you're adding cheese, you're just going to be counting the smart points for the milk, depending on what milk you use. And I just use the unsweetened almond milk. So that's 4 smart points for about 4 cups of it. And that's for the whole recipe. So if you have a bowl of it, it's going to be like 0 smart points, even if you add the cheese, because there's so much soup in there. There's probably about 20 cups of it, maybe, I don't know, a lot, maybe even more. So that is optional to do. And that's it. So just let it cook for a good few hours. It's super delicious already. And again, if it needs a little bit more, oh my goodness, it's hard to talk and to do a video, and eat, I mean. So if it needs a little bit more salt, add more salt at the end, because your taste buds and my taste buds will be different. A little bit more pepper. If you want a little bit more oregano, a little bit more garlic powder. So play around with it, because again, it's versatile. So I hope you love this recipe. Enjoy your creamy broccoli soup. And oh, and you're also counting the potato, but that's like 3 smart points for, again. So if the whole recipe is like 7 smart points or 8 smart points, it's going to be really, really low. Oh, and there's my timer, because I put the timer on. All right, so take care. Remember, all my recipes, the ingredients, the directions are under each video. All right, you can take a screenshot, and please share my channel with everybody. Love you guys. Bye for now.